Next question from Oddball. Is it possible to ride a paramite?
So I would put that in the same class. It would be a very unique thing, but it's not completely out of the question because they are warm-blooded.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's quite specific question from Moodos Explorer. Do paramites have queens? And if so, where do they live?
They don't, but to shed a little light on that, there's only one known mammal. There's a superspecies, that's the mole rat, to the best of my knowledge, which is just completely baffling. I mean, so complex, so interesting. And that was a big part of the inspiration of the original idea. When I learned that superspecies could be mammalian, then I was like, whoa, this is an interesting opportunity. But the really interesting opportunity, I thought, was around, let's say, first of all, I think more interesting drama and content is derived out of dysfunctional relationships, right? Like no one really wants to watch a movie about everyone's perfect relationship, right? No, that movie's not making any money, right? So dysfunctionality it's engaging. And I think this is why reality TV shows were really engaging to a lot of people, is because it's kind of like the zombie genre. What do ordinary people do in extraordinary circumstances? How do they rise to the occasion or flounder or get killed off, like whatever may happen there? So when we look at universe building, world building and soil for rich narrative to come out of, I look for dysfunctional possibilities and how you can really enhance an idea by finding a way to scale it. In the relationships of most of, we'll call them the modern societies, the people living in a civilization, not the rats and things like that also live there, the pigeons, but the people that are functioning in a civilization. And the Mudokons would be included in that, or we should say the industrialized Mudokons would be included in that. When we say they had queens, it gives us a really unique opportunity to play up parental relationships. And in some respects, to reduce or enhance empathy, connection between those relationships. So it's kind of like, the old mother in the shoe, right? She had so many kids she didn't want to do, but it wasn't like she was blaming it on the kids. So it was kind of an interesting fable to play off of someone in an extreme condition. And that's what really grabbed me about the idea of superspecies as mammals, basically. And what then happens with those conditions when all the variables of the so-called free market come into play. So when, the offspring has a different value than what it originally had in sort of the evolutionary, more natural scheme of things, and now it's industrialized. And I like that backdrop because it really allows us to play off of those themes and play up the dysfunctionality to really get a little more human than human, as Blade Runner said. So I hope that helps.
Really, yeah, yes. There's such a breadth of things to explore there. I mean, it's almost a whole episode in itself on that sort of topic.